Charlotte's Eric Lansinger, a lifelong love of baseball began at an early age.
My grandfather built a tee for me when I was about 3 or 4 years old. He would go in the backyard, set it up, put the wiffle ball on the tee, hand me the bat. So I think I fell in love at a very early age. I played baseball for as long as I can remember.
As he grew, both his love for the game and his talent grew rapidly. But when he turned 14, something happened that put baseball on hold.
You know, my mom was out getting groceries the day after I had a biopsy. It was January 18th, 2013. And you know, she gave me a call. I was home resting, obviously, after the surgery. And she gave me a call. She was like, "Hey, you need to get dressed. You know, we're gonna need to go back to the hospital." And yeah, I was confused. I asked her why, and she was like, "You know, I'll tell you when I get home." So she gets home from the store and she drops the bags and she grabs me by the hands, holding my hand, and she goes, "Eric, you have Hodgkin's lymphoma." And I was 14 years old at the time. You know, and I was never a kid that really got sick. You know, I'd have your common cold every once in a while, but when you're 14 years old and you hear that you have cancer, you know, it's like, so this is really it. You know, like how much longer do I have?
Following the diagnosis, Lansinger knew his baseball dreams would need to take a back seat. Ahead were 6 grueling months of treatment and recovery.
It was hard, you know, as you can imagine. You know, chemotherapy, you always hear that it sucks. You know, I lost my hair after the first round of chemo. Yeah, so that was hard to deal with. You know, 14 years old, you're in middle school, and you're walking around with no hair and a hat on your head. So.
But he never gave up hope and focused on getting better. And while he recovered, he never lost sight of his baseball dreams.
Yeah, so I get a couple months into treatment, you know, about halfway through, and you know, I'm starting to actually feel better than I am worse. Even if it was just for 10, 15 minutes. My dad and I would go up to Damascus High School, and he'd throw me BP, we'd throw a little bit. The first day I actually went out there outside. My dad had got me a wood bat for Christmas, and I wanted to go out there and swing it. And, you know, we got on the BP, we got out on the field and we set up BP. First pitch he throws, I hit it over the center field wall. And that was the first time I'd actually hit a home run on like a big field. So that was a real special moment. Actually not playing baseball during that time, it, you know, showed me how short life really is. And you know, as much as baseball has been a part of my life, it's not going to be there forever, obviously. So I learned how to value that. You know, when I'm sick, I'm a patient. But baseball actually brought me a sense of, you know, it let me be a kid again. You know, let me be a normal person. And that's, you know, I fell in love with baseball all over again after that day.
Then on April 21st, 2013, he got a phone call he'd been waiting for a long time.
Doctor calls my dad, him and I are home alone. My mom's at work. And my dad, you know, I saw him kind of tear up a little bit more. You know, and he put it on speakerphone. And he asked the doctor to repeat the news, and so I could hear it. She was like, you know, his cancer is in remission.
With his recovery complete, he could focus on baseball again. Years passed, and his talent grew, and colleges began to take notice. But one school stood out in his mind, and it wasn't because of baseball.
You know, throughout the whole recruiting process, I never actually had a coach that would ask me about, you know, like when I was sick or you know, anything like that. And it was more just, you know, strictly business. It was baseball, what that school is like, how you can fit in, you know, stuff like that. And the first conversation I had with Coach Hibbs, he called me, and the first question he asked was to tell him about when I was sick. You know, just tell him, you know, he wanted to get to know me personally. So
when you have a kid that can handle the adversity like he did and come out on the good side of things, we're happy as heck for him, obviously for his health and well-being. But it shows some fight in there, and that's the one thing that I know, just being a part of a Niner program and what we're all about. We're always about competing all the time, never giving up, fighting till the bitter end and all that good stuff like that. So that was kind of a mindset thing that we kind of noticed about him.
You know, it was actually kind of special for me because that was the first time I actually had someone ask me about, you know, something so personal, that he actually wanted to get to know me on a personal on a personal level, not just you're a baseball player, we're a baseball program, we want you to play baseball.
Lansinger officially celebrated 5 years cancer-free on April 21st of this year. He's learned a lot from his experience and the obstacles he's overcome, and has some words of wisdom for those looking to overcome their own obstacles.
I'd wake up every morning, I'd just tell myself, you're one day closer, you're one day closer, you're one day closer. The days you feel bad, don't force yourself to do anything, make yourself feel worse. The days you feel good, go out and, get away from feeling like a patient or feeling sick. That's the one thing I did, and in the end, it helped me get a bigger look at life. Life is short, and don't try and force things to happen, just let them come.